Welcome back to the next episode, Coffee with Tomas. For this episode, I picked a quote by Larry Connors, which says, I get real concerned when I see trading strategies with too many rules. You should too. And I think this is quite an important quote that just we need to keep reminding ourselves, which is very, very valid for algorithmic trading, systematic trading, the kind of work trading we do. However, we also need to remember that this quote talks about too many rules, and nobody really explains what is a okay number of rules or acceptable number of rules. So many years ago, we did a research in our hedge fund where we compared real out-of-sample performance of strategies which had between 1 and 6 optimization inputs. So for example, one for when I take my breakout model, one could be for fraction, one could be for ATR, one could be for basic filter, one could be for other secondary filter, and so on. So we compared strategies with between 1 and 6 optimization input. And we definitely did not come to an unequivocal conclusion that less would be better. In fact, we saw quite surprisingly not so great performance with lower number of input parameters, optimizable parts of the strategy. And I don't recall now exactly, but from what I remember, until 5 optimization inputs, the strategies were completely okay. Like there was no difference between, let's say, 2, 3, and 5. So the point is that we really, we don't want too many rules. Like we don't want 12 rules or 10 rules. But if your strategy's got 3, 4 rules, 4 or 5 optimization inputs, not only our research proved that this should be enough, it should be okay, and a lot of our breakout strategies easily have 4 or 5 optimization inputs, but what we also learned, and this is quite interesting, that too few optimization inputs do not create enough of an effective adaptation to ever-changing market conditions. Meaning, if I have a strategy with potentially 5 different optimization inputs, and I decide to optimize only one and regularly re-optimize it, that one particular input might not be enough to readjust the entire strategy to ever-changing market conditions. So whenever I re-optimize, I really want to make sure that my entire strategy has properly and fully adapted to new latest market conditions. But with only one optimization input, that can sometimes be too little, not sufficient. So that's why we realize that there's no really reason to be afraid of 3, 4, 5 optimization inputs. Be okay with them, with that, and even quite the opposite. It can be super helpful to create strategies which can better readapt to ever-changing market conditions. And beyond 6, I probably wouldn't tease it, push it that much. Somewhere between 3 to 5, I believe it's quite all right. It's sufficient. And we definitely do not want like this vast majority of 8, 10, 12 rules, not at all. But again, don't be so preoccupied if you have more than 1 or 2 or 3. That is still okay, and still you can have a great, profitable, fantastic strategy with the full potential to readapt to ever-changing market conditions. So that was about it today. Now share with me, what do you think? What is your experience? How many optimization inputs do you normally use? How many rules you have in your strategy? What do you think? Just go down, share with us your opinions, your thought, your experience, and also if you want me anything to cover in Coffee with Tomas, just share it there as well. Meanwhile, happy trading and see you next Friday.